Hey, small group leaders, I am coming to you from my home recording studio, otherwise known as my living room couch. I want to touch base on something that I think is kind of important for our community this fall regarding this big story of the Bible series. So you may have noticed each week so far in the series, Christian and I have been reading these uh, summary statements having to do with that part of whether the trustworthiness of scripture, or this past Sunday about creation and the fall and the hope for God's rescue. And maybe you've wondered why we've been emphasizing this. And our hope is that these at the end we're going to pull all these together, and this will make a very succinct document summarizing the biblical story that could be a really useful thing around Hillcrest, not just for the series, but for the future. A discipleship tool, a training tool, introduction to the biblical story tool. We want this to be something that's useful for our community going forward in a number of different ways. And we would love your help in fine tuning it and just even kind of thinking through how else it could be useful. So this is the way that you could help us in that. Is kind of each week as we do these, we're going to include these statements in the small group questions. If you could just touch on those during your small group time, if it's comfortable, appropriate, fits in, that would be fantastic. And then we would love to hear feedback just from our groups, kind of grassroots, like what questions people have, if there's terminology that's confusing, if there's areas that are just confusing, or if there's areas of application, like, okay, what does this mean for this part of my life? Or what does this mean for that part of my life? Or that kind of feedback will be really helpful. What we're going to do, and so basically as we go along, if you could just notice those things, maybe even write them down, because at the end of the series, then I'm going to send some stuff out to all our small group leaders and just ask for, hey, could you give me kind of in one fell swoop all your feedback from how your groups received these statements as we went along. And that'll help Christian and I fine tune it and then add to it ways that it could be used for application for other areas of life, that kind of thing. So, so if you could just give these some attention in your groups and then notice what's confusing, what's helpful, further questions, further areas to explore that your group members raise. That would be really helpful to our community down the road as we continue to use this document. All right, thanks a lot. Let me know if you have any questions about that.